So I wasn't gonna do another video on my desk because I wanted to see how this looked on my bed, like my new setup. But I'm too lazy to do it. And I think I kind of like it. So, what I'm gonna be doing today. So I think, say about 3 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago, I just watched the new Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore. So this is just going to be a movie review. Now, see, I have to do my what I watched in April video first, but I'm making this before, so I'm just gonna have it come out later. So then but yeah, so definitely it's gonna be spoilers. If you have not seen it yet, then definitely do not watch because you're gonna be spoiled. But social medias are right here. And let's just get started. Okay, so I just want to say that this definitely would have gotten a higher, I would have given it like an 8.5 or a 9, but since they did replace Johnny Depp with someone else, I did rank it lower just because of that. So I did give it an 8 out of 10. So, for talk about, I did not like that they replaced Johnny Depp. I definitely was not going to watch it. Like, I watched the first one when it first came out, but I wasn't going to watch like the 2 and then the newest one. But I decided that might as well, because I'm salty they got rid of Johnny Depp because of the reason that they got rid of him was something that he didn't even do. But yeah. So I do think that the actor that replaced him did a pretty well job. Not as good as Johnny did, but I think under the circumstances he did okay. Tina is not in it that much. Hold on. She's in it like for a brief second at the end, and then they have like a talking scene at the end. And I realized that, well, at least I've read, I don't know if it's true, but she like publicly like opposed J.K. Rowling's like beliefs or whatever. I mean, I don't know what it's about. So I guess that's why her scenes got cut. So yeah, but they also cut it banned because of COVID. So who knows? But basically, it's like kind of like right after the second one. So Grindelwald basically takes. He not takes over, but he has become more of a threat than he was, and he's starting to get a huge following. So of course Dumbledore sends Newt to bring out a team to help destroy him, because Grindelwald and Dumbledore basically had like a blood oath. Basically they are not allowed to fight each other, which I'll get more into that in a little bit. So oh my gosh, Dumbledore is not allowed to fight him. So basically we have Jacob, who is the baker, literally my favorite character. And then we had this one lady, I 100% forgot her name because it was really hard to hear, but I liked her. I'm gonna go and figure out her name okay, so I might butcher these names, but we have Iwella and Yost, and basically Yost had a sister and he was engaged to Newt's brother, which is Theosimo or something like that. But she ended up dying because she went against Grindelwald. So you have them. Basically, that's the team that's supposed to defeat the Witch Wizard. And at the end of the second one, basically Queenie joined Grindelwald because this is like a prequel to Harry Potter. So basically, they were not allowed to marry Muggles, and she wanted to marry Jacob because they fell in love. But then Grindelwald basically said, you can. Well, like, you should be able to, and that's when she decided to join him. So, that is just a team. I do like how Dumbledore is a little bit more in this. We also see his brother, also Dumbledore, because it's Albus and then something else. I'm just going to say the brother. And I didn't think, I was like, what's the point of having a brother? But then we realized is Kreese. I really don't think that's his name, but like, like the kid that had like the one special thing or whatever, I forgot what it's called. Because he wants to find out about what happened to his family, and he found out he was a Dumbledore, but we didn't know. He said it was Albus Dumbledore's brother's son, but we don't find it out to the end. So basically, when Queenie and Jacob like see each other, he calls out her name because they're like this dinner thing, and she ignores him, and it's like it's so heartbreaking because like you can tell they love each other so much, but then they can't be with each other because they're on like two different septums or whatever. There's this one part, it's like the beginning, they have to get like this special animal, and they're like this whole thing fighting over it, but then like of course Grindelwald gets it. I'm probably never saying his name, so I'm sorry. But we didn't know that the animal had like twins. It looked like a deer. Like I'm just gonna say it looked like a baby deer. But then what happens is later, when we first meet like them at their new like house or whatever, he kills it. Literally, I'm just like, you know, like it didn't show it, but it did, but it didn't. It could have done worse, but still. So, trying to remember it. So as they go, I'm gonna think to Germany, because I'm just gonna guess these are like the German people, and they basically like are electing someone else to lead, because the dude who was doing it is like a tyrant, not a tyrant, but like, you know, and he looks exactly like Grindelwald, so I feel like they all have the exact same except for the hair color. But then like Grindelwald, basically he was wanted, but they're saying, oh, there wasn't enough evidence, he's not wanted anymore, which is so stupid because there wasn't enough evidence. And then as they're leaving, Newt's brother gets taken by them, so then of course they try to go after, they try to find him, and then basically Dumbledore tells, you know, like Jacob and Ewella to basically go to this dinner place, which was supposed to be an assassination attempt, to basically try and stop it. And then Newt is told where his brother is, so he has to go and save him. And then his little leafy friend, and then what is it? It's a little like one animal. You guys know what I'm talking about. I forgot his name, but it had his name. It was like Thomas, Teddy. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. But like when they were going into it, he got like his wand and they were taken away. And there was like these little like other animals that basically like attack him, and he had to like this weird like pose or whatever. So it was just so funny to watch. But then he ends up finding his brother, and what we see is they had like these lights. But then when that light turns off, there's like an evil monster that will kill them. So that was like so dark. I was like, oh my god, this is dark. And I was like, you know, I'm happy being a muggle, because that would never happen to us. So we had that scene, and it was so cute because basically like the leafy thing basically is a pickpocket. So we got out, and then he gave him his wand, and then like Dumbledore gave the brother like a tie, and like the killer thing grabbed the brother, and he was about to die, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna kill him off. But then they said grab the tie, and then he was like fine. So there's that, and then I ended up going to Hogwarts, which I liked how it showed Hogwarts, and it had like the game they were playing, like the game that like Harry Potter plays, like Catch the Crow or something like that. So I really liked how they did that. I gotta think of what happens next. Oh, and then during the assassination attempt, basically, the assassin was Jacob, just because he was upset about Queenie, so he was like, give her back, you know, like let her loose. And he ended up getting a wand, which I thought was so like cute, because, you know, like he was a muggle, and he doesn't really use the wand. But then he was assassination, and there was this other guy who tried to kill someone else, but then Ewella, she like stopped it. So I like the whole like scene, because she was like this book, they're like writing on the papers, like running on them. I thought that was really cute. So then I gotta think of what happened in there. Wait a minute. Okay, so then they go to Hogwarts and they go to like this one place. It's like, it's in the Harry Potter movies, and it's like they can eat, and then of course they're gonna meet Albus's. But we see him more, and we find out that Crease is sending. Okay, we found it out before because Crease was sent to kill Dumbledore, and they had a thing basically saying that Dumbledore was saying, we didn't know about you, you know, like we didn't abandon you, like Grindelwald says. So basically Crease is like sending little messages on like the wall, and then they found out that basically Dumbledore had a sister who was like the same thing. It's the Amnerim or something like that. And you find out that Crease was like dying because like that's how his sister was. And you know, and then basically Albus kind of like asked his brother to come with him to help stop them. And then basically this scene I went to the bathroom. So basically I kind of like, I don't really know what happened, which I'll watch it because I think it might go to HBO Max because like the other ones are on there. Like the other Harry Potter ones and the other two Fantastic Beasts. So I think they might make that, like, put that one on there. But then basically, in the beginning when they were on like the train line, like introducing everyone, his assistant took his suitcase, and it was so like weird, not weird, but like kind of sad because like he like Newt has a suitcase everywhere, so he like felt like lost without it. But then we find out that she got it replicated. I'm gonna like 6. I think there was, yeah, because then when they go to this place where the election is, and Grindelwald finds out that there's a second one of those like deer things, and he ends up bringing the other one back to life because what we find out is how they pick their person is if it bows to you, then you should be the next person because you're pure of heart, which we'll get to that more a bit later. So I'm gonna say like each have a suitcase, and then trying to get there, basically like they're looking for the suitcase because they want that animal. So then when you get, this is like close to the end, and basically they get to like the election, and they bring the little deer thing out, and the deer ends up bowing to Grindelwald, which I was thinking, he's not pure of heart, like definitely not, like out of everyone he is not. But then I remembered he brought it back to life, so of course he's gonna pick that one. So then what happens is Queenie and Jacob reunite, which is the most sweetest thing ever. But then Grindelwald, like, he doesn't kill him, but he like puts him under a spell that makes him wish he was dead. And it's so sad because I 100% thought they were gonna kill him off, and I was like this. Like, I cover my mouth, I'm about to like cry, like not cry, but like, you know. So that was sad. But then what happened? Newt basically came out and said, that's not the other one, you killed it, there was a twin. And then he ends up getting his suitcase back, and then the one guy who looked like like the dead one that was brought back was like, this one's alive, this is a real one. And then he dies again. So of course like the real deer ends up doing like its bow thing, and first it did it to Dumbledore, and then Dumbledore's like, no, like there's someone better for you to choose. So then he chose this other lady, and then she saved Jacob from like what was going on with him, and then she was like the new ruler. But of course Grindelwald went to go like, I think he went to go kill the animal before she was able to. But then Newt and like Dumbledore like both waved the wands, and with like the blood sacrifice thing, but it ended up breaking, which it could not break. So so then they were able to have a little like fight or whatever, and Grindelwald is still like alive because he ends up like disappearing or whatever when they all like go to kill him. So that is like, so that's like the end, and then it goes back to Jacob's bakery, and Jacob and Queenie get married, and it is just Queenie, I love her. Her dress was not pretty at all, but it did suit her, and I loved them. And then basically like I was outside, and that's where Tina and Newt basically like meet, and she's not really like probably like 1 minute, 2 minutes of it. So then Newt basically like, you know, like Albus thanks Newt for doing it, and Newt's like, I'd do it again if you asked me to. And then it kind of just ends, which I really like the guy who played Dumbledore. Like, I think he did a good job. But yeah, so I did really like it. I didn't give it an 8 out of 10. I think like 3.5 stars. It probably would have gotten like 4.5, 4 stars, 8.59. But of course they got rid of Johnny Depp, which made me upset. And J.K. Rowling said that there should be like 5 movies when it first came out in 2016. So we could be expecting two more. But at the same time, I'm okay with how it ended. But then at the same time, Grindelwald wasn't captured. But I'm worried that might kill Jacob off, which I do like how it's a prequel, and it kind of like, you know, in the Harry Potter movies, they're like not all of them are pure bloods, and made from both wizards. One of them in the family is human, so I like that. But I really did like it. I hate myself for liking and enjoying it as much as I did because of what they did to Johnny Depp. But yeah, but if you enjoyed my video, you can find all the Harry Potter movies and the first 2 on HBO Max. And I'm pretty sure this one might go to HBO Max. If it does, I'll put it in the comments down below. But I'll see you guys next Thursday.